welcome to Daily Dose Radio, a 5-minute devotional podcast studying the Psalms verse by verse, broadcast from the ever-beautiful Sharonville, Ohio, on the sunny side of Cincinnati. Hey there, friends. Welcome back to Daily Dose Radio here in the Bible Bistro, where we serve it up hot and fresh every day, just like the sign says on our website. You can go to my-dailydose.com. That's what we lovingly call the Bible Bistro on the interwebs. You find all kinds of good material there. Today we're looking at Psalm 124, verses 2 and 3. And just for full disclosure, I am recording today in the dining room of the Bible Bistro, and I have the window open beside me, so if you hear outside noises, birds, we have chimes going on, and there are children playing in the street out in front of my house. So lots of wheels will be hitting the road here directly, and you'll probably hear a few of those wheels wheel past my window. So just so you know, nothing is wrong with your audio reception. We're looking at verses 2 and 3 today, and yesterday we started off by exclaiming the what if. What if the Lord had not been on our side? If it had not been the Lord who was on our side, now may Israel say. That's verse 1. Verse 2, if it had not been the Lord who was on our side when men rose up against us, then they had swallowed us up quick when their wrath was kindled against us. Remember that this is the travelogue. We're headed to Jerusalem. We've left Meshach in the tents of Kedar. We're heading towards the city. We're ascending to Jerusalem. You'll always go up to Jerusalem. Jerusalem is situated on the mountain there, and we're going up to it, and along the way, we experience a little trouble. We want to know where our help is coming from, and help has been a theme throughout the travelogue, beginning in 121, actually, the very next psalm after 120, we have this theme of help which begins, and it continues in 122, 123, and now again here in 124. And if the Lord is the one I'm looking towards, if my help comes from Him, who made heaven and earth, then what would happen if He had not been on my side? Because we're told here in verse 2, men rose up against us. When men rose up against us. So I know that there's opposition. And so true for the believer in this life. You're making your way towards the celestial city. You're ascending, as it were. You're going up to the city of Jerusalem. But all along the way, there's trouble. Again, let me reference John Bunyan's book, The Pilgrim's Progress. Pilgrim and his friends had trouble as they made their way to the celestial city. There were all sorts of obstacles and enemies that attacked him along the way. And if he hadn't had the Lord on his side, he never would have made it, which is one of the points of the book, is that all along this path that Christian follows, even though he experiences trouble and strife, yet the Lord is with him as he goes, because men will rise up against us. Now, verse 3 tells us, answers the what if. Then they had swallowed us up quick. If the Lord had not been on our side, they would have swallowed us up quick. Their wrath was kindled against us. You'll notice that we had when men rose up against us, and then we also have, that's in B of 2, the second phrase in 2. And then the second phrase of 3, we have when their wrath was kindled against us. So they rose up because the wrath was kindled. Again, we have the answer to the question. So he's sort of, posing a rhetorical here. If it had not been the Lord that was on our side, well, then this is what would have happened. They would have swallowed us up quick. Notice the imagery here, to swallow. We're going to find the mouth and the teeth become an image for the wrath of the men who are against us. They would have swallowed us up quick because their wrath was against us. Now, tomorrow, we'll continue with the then theme, then the waters, then the proud waters, and we'll talk about that tomorrow. All right, so join me then, and we'll look at verses 4 and 5 on Daily Dose Radio. Thanks for listening to Daily Dose Radio. I'm David Smith. The music today has been performed by the Bluegrass Experiment. Thanks again for listening. I'll see you next time on Daily Dose Radio.